Hi guys, welcome to the show. I'm Manny.
I'm Terrence.
And here are the goods. So, summer is already done. We talked about it last week.
Right.
And there's a lot of bombs. A lot of freaking studios lost a lot of money.
Yeah.
No studio, though, has lost as much money as Paramount.
Really?
All right?
What are their bombs?
Bombs. First of all, not even bombs, really, but Star Trek Beyond, which they really thought it was
That bombed as was. As many people like that movie?
185 million budget.
Yeah, a lot of CGI in it, so I see.
But it only grossed 231 million worldwide so far.
Holy crap.
And there is a lot of marketing. There is a lot of they're still, now don't get me wrong, they're still opening in international, but still it didn't do what the previous ones did.
You know, all the Chinese hate Star Wars. Do they like are they Trekkies in China? Is the Chinese Trekkie?
Maybe. All right. So another one was Turtles. Now we talked about Turtles.
That's surprising.
Now I don't get Turtles, first of all, and I said this before in another show, and that is that it gets an asterisk for me. It was released in August. The first one was released in August, which the first one grossed 493 million worldwide. Okay. But it grossed that in August. Part 2 was released June 3rd. When everybody's, graduations are happening, all this other stuff's going on, it's just not a good idea to have it like that early in June. But it didn't want to go up against...
But once again, we've proved that it really doesn't matter if it comes out in the summer, because it can come out in earlier months and still do well. So, erase the asterisk, it just didn't do well.
I just think it should have gone either late June, after Dory, or maybe even 4th of July, around that time. Because 4th of July had Legend of Tarzan. I'm pretty sure it could have done something against Legend of Tarzan.
Or maybe it just didn't deserve a sequel.
And of course, the biggest flop so far for them is Ben-Hur. $100 million budget, and it grossed 11 million this past weekend.
Ooh. You know what?
That awful?
That's horrible, actually. It's because that movie, nobody wants to see a Ben-Hur remake.
It's Charlton Heston, bro. You can't remake.
Exactly. Just like we don't want to see a Ten Commandments remake. We don't want to see those iconic movies be remade.
Or Passion Hope Part 2. With the guns. With the guns. Crucify this.
Yeah, we just don't want to see. Finally, the fans are speaking with their wallets. We don't want to see these movies remade.
Now, the only thing the only positive part that Paramount has with Ben-Hur is that they partnered with MGM, so
that's not all of their loss.
Yeah, exactly.
We lost some other people's money too.
20%. Okay, this company has lost pretty much over $300 million so far. Okay. All right. If you go this year and next year, they're gonna lose $500 million. Paramount is.
Oh, when you can put them together.
Yeah, when you put them together, it's just it's insane.
Why next year? What are they gonna lose next year?
Well, there's some other titles that I guess
that you could just already call in bombs.
I guess so. Now, earlier this year, they had 13 Hours, The Secret Soldiers of Benghazi, or whatever it was.
Which was okay.
Which is the one that Michael Bay did, and he did Pain and Gain to do Transformers 4. He did 13 Hours to do Transformers 5. That's how that went with that.
He has a good film, and then he craps on what I love. He has another good film, and then he continues to crap on what I love. Thank you, Michael Bay.
So that one didn't do. I mean, that did modest. It was 50 million.
What's the other good film that he's come on, get ready for the crap fest that is?
Bad Boys. No, he's not. I'm just kidding. So it was budgeted at 50 million. It made 69 million. So it it made modest, but it didn't it wasn't nothing that was woo. All right. And then Zoolander was like a complete bust when it came out.
Nobody.
I mean, it was going against Deadpool. I mean, come on.
And nobody wants to see a sequel.
That, and it was pretty bad too. So they're really relying on Jack Reacher 2.
Oh God, it's gonna bomb so bad. Nobody wanted to see the first one.
Yeah, well, it made money.
I mean, the people who read the book for it, but that movie was not good.
Jack Reacher Around 2 is I don't think it's gonna be horrible. So they're relying on that.
Maybe if that's going on in this movie, maybe he can find an audience, because nobody wants to see this movie.
And right now with that, they're actually in pay disputes with Tom Cruise over Mission Impossible 6.
Yes, because people love him in that franchise. Yeah, I would ask for more money too.
They're having trouble with it too. So
what are they gonna do? A movie, a Mission Impossible? They've already done 5 other Mission Impossibles. They're gonna do one without him?
That would be dumb.
He's got them. And it's like they're gonna give him whatever he asks for, or the movie ain't gonna get done.
So their only saving grace at this moment right now is Transformers 5, which is called back to Michael Bay there. But that's the only real, solid return on investment that they're going to get from Transformers.
And I'm a good guy. Look, I don't wish failure on anybody. But damn it, Paramount. Down the tubes, I hope you go, because this movie should not be made, and I hope it makes $0 so we can get this franchise over and reboot it.
It's not that bad.
It's horrible. Horrible.
No, it's not.
I mean, if you look up in a dictionary and you go to horrible and you flip the page, it's gonna have a big picture of Transformers in Chinese.
In Chinese, yeah. So, good luck, guys. Hey, I hope C.O.P.S start freaking putting out some hits there, because y'all are getting your asses handed to you big time in the freaking box office.
Maybe they'll jump on the Marvel thing. Maybe they'll try to get some
partner up.
Yeah.
What would you? They don't have any property.
Don't they have
They have no property.
Don't they have something with Namor?
I don't know. We'll have to look that one up.
Is it Namor or is it the Hulk?
The Hulk is owned by Universal.
That's Universal. I'm thinking of Universal. My bad.
So they might be having trouble. Another one that's having kind of like is Warner Brothers, and that's because of the DC universe.
Okay.
You know, you get your
it's stumbling.
Yeah, it's stumbling. I mean, you get your. I always say it. You know, Man of Steel foul tip. And then you get freaking
Foul tip. You don't say base hit.
BBS is just.
I give Man of Steel a base hit. Man of Steel is a base hit. Hey, look, wasn't flashy. He got on base. He got the universe running.
So is BBS the foul tip?
BBS was the foul tip.
Okay, so what's Suicide Squad then?
Yeah.
Is that the strike? Or is that a walk on?
Okay, here we go. Because all right, well, in baseball terms, okay. So Man of Steel base hit. BBS was the deep pop fly out. Suicide Squad, because it has been received well, even though it wasn't received well at the very beginning and has made so much money, it was the bunt that moved him over to second base.
Okay. 500 million.
So it was a sacrifice bunt, but he moved the cinematic. It moved the cinematic universe on.
So on September 2nd, so on September 2nd, DC actually is going to have an all-day live stream to celebrate them having 1 million subscribers on their YouTube channel.
Oh, that's cool.
So they're going to have
streaming live.
They're going to have an all-access live stream from 9 a.m. Pacific time to 5. Okay, they're gonna live stream for 8 hours. Mm-hmm. This will include some interviews.
Okay.
Possibly with Jeff Johns, possibly with some of the cast from Justice League. You never know. Mm-hmm. And there's going to be other surprises, other updates. With the Rebirth just premiering, mm-hmm.
As
far as comics,
okay,
that could tie in pretty good with this, and they can have updates regarding the comics. They could have updates regarding just different characters or additions to movie slates. I mean, you never know.
Okay. Are they not going to stream any movies?
What do you want to see out of a live stream like that?
I mean, there's not much they could really do. I mean, they're so in media right now, especially with Empire and all the interviews that they do and all the little clips that come out in regards to behind the scenes for the DCU, especially like the DC All Access and stuff. There's so much information out about their universe and everything that goes on with the comics. I'm really surprised what they can do that they haven't done in any other media format already. So unless they're giving me like, hey, this is what we're working on for the rest of the DC slate, movies they haven't announced, more insight about what's coming in upcoming films, story, things like that. That's what I want to see. So I'm not sure that's what they're going to give us, because I think they'd be opening, peeking behind the curtain too far and giving away too much this early. So that's what I would like to see if they're going to do something like this, make it worthwhile. If not, if you're just going to, give me, play the director's cuts of things, the audio track of how he felt about that, I don't want to see that.
There could be anything from insights of the Justice League coming out, mm-hmm. from future movies coming out. Mm-hmm. But then there's also a possibility that they could be talking about the Suicide Squad Blu-ray. Okay. We don't know what the deleted scenes. Right now, there's a lot of talk about deleted scenes, especially with Jared Leto. So there could be a lot of different stuff happening, regarding all of those things. So you never know.
That's cool.
Now, one of the things I'm really curious about, because they just announced it not too long ago, was them going ahead and making Man of Steel 2.
Right.
Okay. Mm-hmm. We talked about it briefly on it last time.
Right.
But they're looking for villains. They're looking for the director. One name that's popped up right now is J.J. Abrams. Now he has revitalized Star Trek.
Okay.
And Star Wars.
Okay.
And I think that he would be, minus lens flares, I think that he would be a great pick to direct Man of Steel 2 because he's got the way he did Force Awakens and the way he did Star Trek. There was a lot of seriousness to it. There was a lot of action in it, and there was a lot of humor in it.
Right.
So I think that he could bring something to that.
Okay.
Especially now that Cavill's Superman is now reborn.
Right.
You know, so to speak. So yeah, I think that would be awesome.
I mean, it's an interesting pick. I can't believe that you think Superman, a man who gets his powers from the sun. How J.J. Abrams.
Really lens flares.
How's he not for the sun? Come on, people. There's a reason that you're gonna do a lens flare. But I think J.J. Abrams might be too similar to Bryan Singer.
And I thought that too, but I don't think that he would pay as much homage. I mean, look how much homage he paid as far as Star Trek. It was very subtle. Same thing goes with The Force Awakens. He focused on the new 3 characters on Force Awakens. He had the nostalgia with the 3, you know, with the Luke and Han and Leia. Yes, he did, but he did not make it really about them. He integrated them beautifully. That's why I think that this would work.
Okay. So, but what I was saying with the Bryan Singer thing, you know, it's like J.J. Abrams tried to give us what we loved about Star Wars. He tried to go back
Star Trek
and Star Trek, except he put more action in it. And Bryan Singer tried to do that with Superman. Nobody wanted it.
No, he didn't. No, he did not.
He tried to give us Christopher Reeve, and we didn't like it. No, he tried to give us the original Superman,
right,
and we didn't like it.
Right, but if he would have not done that,
I loved it. By the way, because you don't hate
Superman. But if he wouldn't have gone and he went like all out as far as nostalgia and homage. I mean, that was too much.
What did JJ do with The Force Awakens?
It was not like that. It was actually
how much should we talk about that this was A New Hope?
Good point. Touché. But damn, that's so good.
But if he could find a middle ground, because the grittiness that we got with Zack Snyder, and then the Christopher Reeve impersonation that we got with Bryan Singer, if we could find a middle ground in between there, it would be the best. It would be the perfect Superman film that we're looking for.
And you know that score, man. You gotta give me that score. You gotta give me the John Williams score.
It'd be interesting if they decide to go back that route. But if they did, it is them really trying to, you know, get the fans to say, "Oh, okay, we forgive you," type deal.
No, like, not at all.
Yeah, you guys are complaining about the darkness. Hey, John Williams, come write us some songs.
I think it would work.
Possibly. Maybe.
Screw you.
I'd have to see.
So, you know, Abrams brought back, you know, Star Wars. I mean, Star Trek. Star Wars and Star Trek. You know, Star Trek, big show in the 60s, right? Well, one show that's actually been slowly starting to hit their 30th anniversary here is C.O.P.S.
The TV show?
Yeah, C.O.P.S. has been...
people are still watching that show?
People are still watching
It's still on?
It's still on.
Who's still getting arrested after 30 years on
Our uncles. So
if you see TV camera, if you're doing something wrong, and then in the distance you see TV camera, stop. Just stop. Just don't do whatever you're doing anymore.
Cheaters.
Another show.
Don't do Cheaters.
People are still watching that too?
People still cheating. Anyway,
makes sense.
So C.O.P.S. is actually, they're looking to make C.O.P.S., which is a reality show, right, into an actual motion picture.
Wasn't that Let's Be Cops?
No. Now
that should have been. I would have liked that.
They're looking at it as far as being a buddy movie, like Lethal Weapon
or Bad Boy. They've done this. What's a buddy movie?
So Lethal Weapon, and maybe cross that up with a little End of Watch. You know, with Jake Gyllenhaal.
So once again, you're naming movies that have already done this well.
Right, but it's a C.O.P.S. brand, I guess. I don't know.
That's a brand? That's a thing? As a matter of fact, Bad Boys is already done C.O.P.S.
Zombieland director Ruben Fleischer has been tapped to direct this movie adaptation.
I like what he did with I don't see how this is going to be different from any other buddy movie that's ever been in the history of buddy films.
I think, you know what? I think you're right. I think it's just throwing the cop's name on it, and that's it.
That's it. That is absolutely it.
It'd be interesting though. It'd be interesting. What other reality show movie would you want to see?
What's the Keeping Up with the Kardashians?
I like that. I like that idea. but I don't know if I can take that voice. Their voices are just.
How would that be a movie though?
Just ass and just. It's like
Rated R.
Like 2 hours of ass and that's it. Asses and selfies.
Rated R.
And the mom thinking she's the sister.
What other reality shows are out there? Because I don't watch reality TV anymore.
The Bachelor, the movie.
Ooh. Can we have a Flavor of Love motion picture?
Oh, I love New York too. Oh, that would be awesome. Who played Flavor Flav?
I would burn down the theater that actually showed any of those. I was totally joking. If you show that movie, if it's ever made, I will make sure that movie never airs.
So C.O.P.S was brought out in 1989, the same year that The Simpsons was actually brought out back in the day, a long time ago.
Dang, we're old.
And you ain't lying. And one of the things that was like real catchy about this was the song, you know, Bad Boys, What You Gonna Do, right?
Yeah, made popular by Martin Lawrence and Will Smith.
Bad boys, what you gonna do? What you gonna do when they come?
Exactly. Who are in the news for Bad Boys 3.
Oh, good. Yeah,
so Bad Boys 3,
get this movie made already.
Bad Boys 3 actually has been delayed and moved to January of 2018.
Michael Bay! I was ready to be on your side. I was ready to take your crap Transformers 6 movie.
Well, actually, it's being directed by Joe Carnahan.
Okay.
Now I don't know whether or not Michael Bay is going to be in there to some capacity, where there's a producer.
Of course he is.
Maybe
just
with
like
Jerry
Turtles.
Bruckheimer doing that thing. So, you know, I'm pretty sure that he's going to be part of something on that thing.
Yeah.
It's going to be called Bad Boys for Life.
Okay, I can see that title.
Yeah, it's going to be Bad Boys for Life.
That should have been Bad Boys 4. Bad Boys for Life.
For Life. Hey, yeah.
How did they miss that?
Marketing.
How did they miss that? You know. Hey, Michael, give me a call. I'll help you work this out.
He wants to integrate both and going back to what we were talking about with J.J. Abrams, he wants to integrate the nostalgia, but he wants to add some new stuff and new elements to this whole series.
Oh wait, I got it. You know, so it's them, and then what was it? The Cuban police officers. They get together and they become the Suicide Squad.
What, we some kind of Suicide Squad?
Just saying, that'd be perfect. Way to cross it in there, you know, because they're together and they're police officers and they form a squad that does suicide missions, and it ties back.
Speaking of suicide,
to Suicide Squad, and actually Will Smith's character is Deadshot.
Oh, that's awful. Oh, that's so bad.
Says the guy who wanted Joker to be Jason Todd.
He is Jason Todd. Anyway, so or Tim Drake, right?
Or Tim Drake. They both are stupid.
Okay, so I always thought about, like, back in the day, that it would be Martin Lawrence and Will Smith. You know, they play their characters. Their rivals are Kid and Play. Right?
Go on.
And the drug kingpin is The Rock.
I can't see him being a villain.
The Rock?
No, not like an outright villain. I can see him being like a charismatic bad guy, but not the outright villain.
He did his best work as a villain. He'll rock. Yeah, Hollywood Rock in there.
Yeah, but not now. Him as an actor now, his personality on screen is always good guy.
Will Smith is playing a freaking hitman, mass murderer,
and he's still a good guy in the dang old movie. Did he not see Suicide Squad? Suicide Squad.
Anyway, so he's waiting to sit down with the stars, but with Will Smith really promoting Suicide Squad and actually filming this movie Bright.
Okay.
It's kind of hard for him, you know, with his schedule. Martin Lawrence is, you know.
Didn't he go straight to
I think Martin Lawrence is the only one that can. Yeah.
It's like, you know, call me. Let me know when we doing something, please. So
Will. So they're just waiting for that. He says that once they get sit down, they talk, they go over the script and all that, because he says that this is supposed to be like the best out of all of them. So we'll see how it goes. I can't wait. I can't wait to see that movie. That's gonna be freaking awesome. Suicide Squad. Dork.
I'm just saying they're missing the boat there. They should tie it in. DC.
No, the one that the one
Michael Bay.
No, you had to add Bad
Warner
Boys
Brothers
4 Live. That was exactly. That was like your hit right there, and then you just kind of like.
But it's a Suicide Squad. I mean, it's a Suicide Squad.
All right, so now we're going into. God dang, you made me forget what I was gonna say. Okay, so you had Bad Boys, right? And one of the best things about that whole, especially part 2, was, and we talked about it on the car chases. It was about the the car scene.
Yeah,
the car
flipping, puckering my butthole.
Yeah, exactly. So hey, vehicles, big part
Right.
of movies. So now it's time for our top 5. And we're back! All flash, no substance! So our top 5 today are the top 5 vehicles in motion pictures.
Yes.
Now, you want to do a two-parter.
Yes.
Vehicles for movies and vehicles for TV.
Yeah, we'll attack the movies this time, and then next time we do a top 5, we do TV. Because when you think about vehicles and just media in general, it's just way too many to condense down to one top 5 list. So, figure we break it up a little bit. Kind of have at it.
Very nice. All right. Part 1, part 2. Got it.
Part 1, part 2. So,
all right. So, Terrence, go first.
Number 5. All right. So number 5, and this was it counts, but the Batman the movie, 1970s Batmobile.
60s.
Whatever. 60s, 70s.
Give me that truck propellant, Robin.
Same thing. But the Batmobile is so iconic, especially that one. Because because with the Tumbler, it's for a specific era. Everybody knows the 60s Batmobile. So with the fins and the little the siren and the light flashing on the top and the freaking little bubble, looked like there was a little submarine little thing. It was awesome. It was a great Batmobile and it's iconic. And that's why it's
very nice.
My top.
Very nice.
All right. Number 4, the light cycles from Tron.
Very nice.
The light cycles from Tron.
Very nice.
Whether it's the old Tron, the new Tron, those things are awesome.
Voltron.
That too. Cybertron. Tron from the Dave Chappelle show. I just bought this baby cash. But the light cycles are awesome. Carrying the light, cutting each other off, blowing up explosions, all that stuff. They look cool in any era, and that's always the best vehicle.
Very nice.
Everybody wants a light cycle. Number 3. Ecto-1 from Ghostbusters. Cool. The car that made no sense. It was a hearse. They had all that extra room for stuff, and I never really saw how it was used, but you believe that it had a function besides carrying dead bodies. The dead bodies and the ghost, it makes sense now. I didn't get it then, but now I got it.
Okay, but the original or the ladies Ecto-1?
That doesn't exist. Nobody acknowledges that. What are you talking about? The original, of course. Ecto-1, iconic. It's always going to be a Ghostbuster staple, and it's always going to be something that you associate with the movie. Right. Number two, the DeLorean.
Very nice.
All right, so time travel. I mean, if Back to the Future had come out when DeLorean was actually in business, that car business would still be on now. It would be making tons of money, and rappers would be doing music videos with with the doors up. No, the Lambo. It wouldn't be Lambo doors. It would be DeLorean doors. That's what we'd be seeing in rap videos today. The DeLorean's iconic. Like I said, it convinced you that a car could go back in time for some particular reason, but it convinced you of that, and it was cool, and it made an old car that nobody cared about back in that era really cool again. All right,
absolutely.
And number 1, Optimus Prime.
Optimus Prime is your number 1.
He's a vehicle, dang it.
Wow.
And a robot.
Wow.
And that's what makes it cool. In disguise. And that's what makes it cool, because not only is he a vehicle, but he is a freaking robot.
Wow.
He's a robot that teaches you life lessons, that, destroys stuff, that has friends that are humans, and talks.
About Cybertron.
And
Tron from Dave Chappelle.
But that's my top 5. That's my top 5. Beat that.
All right. My number 5 is Stephen King's Christine.
Good.
1958 Plymouth Fury. Freaking candy apple red.
Exactly.
And it never dies.
It never dies. They should have gave it could have showed them eating people.
That's a wrong movie, but okay. That's freaking.
No, I know, but it was what if they had given that to Christine and it was eating people?
Sure. Well, it choked people.
There you go.
It choked people with the gas inside.
Exactly.
Yeah, all right.
But if the grill had been eating people.
Number 4 is a Dodge MRS built in 1984 for the movie The Wraith. We're talking about this movie again? I'm talking about that movie again because that car was freaking sweet, man. Every time I think about the race, I think about the car. It's always about the car. Chicks dig the car.
Chicks dig the car.
All right.
Especially when they're robots.
Speaking of chicks digging cars, number 3 is the Batmobile.
Which Batmobile?
Tim Burton's, Michael Keaton's Batmobile.
I was on a toss-up.
That one got machine guns on the sides. You got a freaking
Killer Batman, and yet we give Ben Affleck crap. And you going back to Killer Batman and Tim Burton's.
That was still a freaking awesome. Well, he used it to he used it to open up the thing, the gate from Access Chemicals. Remember?
Yeah.
So yeah. That was
actually, that was really cool. That when Batman
it was awesome.
I'm giving it crap, but it was an awesome Batmobile.
And then it also ejected in part 2, and it turned into the freaking Batpod too. Remember?
Yeah.
Yeah, so it was freaking sweet. Just that's where they got.
And it had the bat armor and stuff that came.
Yeah, that's where you get the tumbler. That's where you get the tumbler. You get the little homage to that old one because it did the same thing. So yeah, that's my number 3. My number 2 is also the DeLorean. I mean, you can that's Doc Brown, man.
Exactly.
Flux capacitor.
The flux capacitor.
1.21 gigawatt.
The most made up science ever, and we believed it because we thought that car was cool.
It's to this day.
To this day,
freaking amazing.
Number 1.
I don't know if I would go back in time though. I wouldn't see my young self. I know that.
Really?
Well, just to smack me in the back of the head.
But you do a biff, It's like you sound stupid when you say it like that.
Make like a tree and get out of here. All right. Number 1 is the Millennium Falcon.
Millennium Falcon.
The Millennium Falcon is the most iconic freaking. Did the Kessel Run in 12 parsecs or whatever the hell it was.
By the way, we have a Star Wars show.
It's amazing. That's like the most iconic vehicle like in all of cinema.
It is.
I cannot believe you picked Optimus over that.
I would still pick Optimus.
That's a thing. Give me your honorable mention, sir.
Oh man, there's so many. By the way, honorable mention is the Falcon. But another honorable mention, which was I almost put this on my list, The Last Starfighter.
Really?
Yes, that freaking plane. When it was in space and he was facing the whole armada and he was flipping around in the circle like asteroids and shooting in all different. When he hit the button and he was shooting. If you ain't seen this movie, you gotta go look at him on YouTube or something. But he was shooting in like 17,000 directions and it was cool. All right, other honorable mention is the Klingon Bird of Prey.
Nice.
That thing always kicked the Enterprise's butt. I'm not putting the Enterprise on my list because I am a Star Wars fan. The bike from E.T. The Bluesmobile, and what else I hear? Oh, and Slave 1. Boba's Fett.
I thought about it, but there's something about when it's like turns.
That's what makes it cool.
I don't know.
It's like hydraulics on a car. It's like Lambo. It's like DeLorean doors.
I got the Trans Am and Smokey and the Bandit.
All right.
I got the Tumbler for the Dark Knight.
All right.
Toretto's Charger.
Okay.
The Batpot and the Bat from Dark Knight Rises.
Okay.
Ecto 1 also.
Right.
The Bluesmobile, I got that one too. The X-Wing.
All right.
Kylo's Shuttle.
Ooh. But I didn't see enough on screen. That's the only
It looked good though.
Yeah.
Mudo.
I mean, landing and taking off, it looked good, but that's all it did.
And the bike from Pee-wee's Big Adventure.
I said, did you just give me crap about the bike from E.T. and you didn't get that?
But the freaking bike from Pee-wee's Big Adventure was freaking.
Which bike was better?
That one.
My bike could. Oh, Pee-wee's bike could fly too. My bike could fly like across the moon.
Yeah, his bike could fly too.
But did he have a cool silhouette across the moon? I don't think he did. Did he have an alien in the basket? I don't think he did. Did he avoid like police gunfire to get away through the forest? Did he steal your heart?
And you know what? And this is one of my favorites actually. And I was like really coming close to putting it on my top 5. Mm-hmm. And I didn't want to have 2 Stephen King things in there, but the Goblin rig from Maximum Overdrive is like one of my favorite vehicles that
I don't even remember
ever. It's freaking awesome. It's got it's a big rig. Big old goblin in the front, like from Spider-Man. Big old goblin in the front. It is just freaking amazing.
Did it have teeth? Did it eat people?
No, but the eyes glue red because it was alive. That's when all of the machines were alive, and it was freaking awesome. That's just like one of my favorites. That's really cool. So stay tuned for next week when we're actually going to do our top 5 on TV.
Ooh, just wait. I got some good ones. Terrence,
Chase, go take us home.
All right, so as always, we make sure when we do these top fives, we want your interaction. So please put your top 5 movie vehicles. It's not limited to cars, planes, whatever you feel,
Trains,
or automobiles. The only thing that qualifies is that it must be a mode of transportation. That's the only thing.
In a movie.
In a movie for this particular top 5.
Next one will be TV.
Next one we do TV. You can tell us all about the stuff that you loved in TV, but make sure you put it down below. Let us know what you thought about our top 5, and make sure if you have any differences, like I said, just put them down. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and we'll go from there. And always make sure you subscribe so that way you can see future videos that we put out, especially our TV one that's coming.
Yeah, see us put out.
Always.
For Aspen in the back, I'm Manny.
I'm Terrence.
And that was the goods. You asked for it. Enchantress dance.
Hurry up.
What am I doing?
Really?
You said sit down.
Well, come a little closer here. Come on.
Maybe that should be our tagline. The goods. All flash. No substance.
No substance.
Hold on.